Hello and welcome to my channel. It's been a little while since I uploaded a video. Caught one of those horrible 90-day coughs and I'm really feeling it. So I haven't really been out here much. But the garden has absolutely exploded to life. And it's sort of end of June now. It's a nice lovely day. So I thought I'd get out here and I've got a bit of harvesting to do. So I thought I'd get some harvesting done and I'll double it up as sort of a little garden tour to catch you guys up. And you can see how I'm getting on. And yeah, just have a little look around the garden, see where I'm at. So I think I'll start this side of the fence. Got my archway over here with my sweet peas on it, and they're doing really well. Well, on one side they're doing well, on the other side not so much. But yeah, they're growing really well. Lots and lots of flowers on this side. Not so much on this side really. I'm going to pick a few flowers today because I don't want them going to pods just yet. They're my main crop potatoes, looking a bit sorry for themselves. And there's a few little spots and dead leaves, which I don't know if I need to be worried about. Does it look a bit blighty? Do I need to be worried? Should I just harvest those now? Let me know in the comments, please, because I'm not sure. And I don't want them to kill off my lovely tomato plants in the process just for a few potatoes. So yeah, let me know, please. Got my apple trees. They've thrown a few little apples off, but they've concentrated all their growth into the few that are on there. And they're doing all right. Same on this one. I've got a few apples there that are doing quite well. Some of the leaves have just been hammered by aphids, but the ladybugs are here now, so they've sort of been taking care of that. I've got a few sunflowers there in the background, and they were absolutely hammered by the aphids, but again, I can see the ladybugs on there now, so I'm really happy with that. They've come to save the day. Thank you, ladybugs. I've also got my lemon trees, which I showed you at the beginning of the season, and they're doing all right. Considering I did these from seed, I'm really, really happy with them. That's a bay leaf tree, which I've potted onto a slightly bigger pot. And yeah, another lemon. And I've put them in a compost that's suitable for them this time. So I'm hoping they get a much stronger root structure this year. And then next year, if I'm lucky, I might see a few lemons on there. But who knows really. I've also got my strawberries around here. They're doing quite well. This one in particular has got a lot of strawberries on it. I can see a few red ones in there, so we're picking a few of those today. I have had a few more strawberries. I've got some up the top of the garden, and I've got some in hanging baskets along the edge here. My son keeps picking them, and not even eating them, just picking them. Gets really excited, picks them, and they end up being thrown on the floor. So might end up having a few strawberry plants kind of just appearing around the garden at this point. Anyway, before I go around the other side and show you what's going on in there, let's harvest those strawberries and a few of those sweet peas and get them in the basket. Right, so that's those harvested. Got us it's a cappuccino mug. I don't have a vase that's suitable size for these, so little cappuccino cup to keep them in, but it looks quite nice, I think. And they smell amazing. It's really nice when you walk through the archway in the morning and you can just smell the sweet peas. But yeah, I've got a nice little bunch of sweet peas for the house. And, you know, I'm not going to be feeding the 5,000 with these or anything, but I have got a few strawberries. So fantastic stuff. It's nice to be able to start harvesting bits now. And let's go inside the veg patch and see what else is ready. Right, I think I'll start over here in the veg truck where I've got the parsnips, which have gone absolutely huge. The actual parsnips themselves, I have had a little cheeky look, aren't that big yet. But obviously they take quite a while to grow. So I'll be leaving them for quite a little bit longer. But some of the carrots are ready. So pull up a few carrots and maybe a few of these spring onions. There's a few clumps here that will be fine to pick now. And we'll get them in the basket And then that's another little thing to have in the basket. I've also got some lettuces here. Some of them have run to seed, so they just need to come out and go in the compost. And this one is thinking about it, so I think I'll have him out today. That's actually a Brussels sprout plant, which I don't really know what to do with yet, because I haven't got a brassica bed. I've got my onion bed, which is here, which is what I was going to use as a brassica bed. The onions just aren't ready yet. They're getting there. Quite big onions, some of them now. But they're going to take a few more weeks, probably end of July, and I'll have them ready. But let's do something a bit exciting. Let's go and pick a carrot and see how big they are. Carrots are always a complete mystery as to what you're going to get, so let's have a look. I don't know if you can see in there, but that's looking pretty good. Well, pretty good from the top, as I found last year. That doesn't actually mean anything, but let's pull it and find out if we've got a juicy carrot there or just one that's got a fat top and like nothing underneath. Let's have a look. Right, ready? Fingers crossed for a nice carrot. That, oh, ooh, that's not bad at all. That is a very good carrot. Well, best carrot I've ever grown anyway. Let's pick a few more and see where we are with those. That's really good. Really happy about that. Got some purple ones in there, which I've had a look at, and they don't seem to be doing as much. But I'll pick a few of those today, and we'll see how they're looking. But that is a top-notch result. Let's pull a few more out and see where we're at. Oh yes, that's a beautiful carrot again. Nice straight carrot, long carrot. Really happy with that. Very happy. Oh my god, they're all just coming up like that. Okay. What? That is very exciting. Got a few tiddly ones. Well, they look tiddly. I'm going to pull one up and see what they look like. Yeah, got a few that are like that. But obviously, I'll leave the rest of those in for a bit longer. But that, I can't tell you how proud I am of those. That's so good. Let's pull a purple one up and see what they're like, because I know them ones, although they've got more leaves, are looking a bit weaker than those orange ones. I think they're here, the purple ones. I'll pull one of them up and we'll see. Oh, actually, they're looking pretty good too, to be fair. A bit thinner than the orange ones, but that's decent. I'm very happy with that. I have to cut the tops off of these soon, because apparently, once you pull them up, they start to put all of the goodness back into the leaves. So you want to chop them pretty quick. Right. Well, that's pretty exciting stuff. I'm going to pull a couple more and then I'll leave the rest because I don't want to eat that many carrots all at once, and it's good to have them. But yeah, I think I'll try and clear this space here so I can get some more sown. Result? Well, that's filled me with a lot more hopes for the parsnips as well. Because if that's what the carrots are looking like, and those parsnips are already that big. I've got another carrot here actually that I pulled out the first one. Then that's pretty decent and very exciting. You know what? Let's pull one parsnip out and see where they're at as well. Actually, just for the fun of it. But let's get these in the basket. Quite excited for those as well, actually. Right, I'll pick one that looks quite big. Try and get you a view in there. I think that one looks substantial. Okay, they're not bad either, actually. I mean, I'm all going to leave them in there for quite a bit longer because I do want some bigger parsnips than those. But they're about the same size as the carrots. It's pretty good. Right, I'll pick a few spring onions from that bed and then I'll show you the rest of the veg patch. There we are, a few spring onions. I went for Holland Red, I think they're called, just for a bit of extra interest. Although I did find, when you peel back a couple of layers, when you're sort of stripping them back, they're green underneath anyway. But they do look nice coming up. very Instagrammable. Let's get them in the basket as well. Well, that's been quite the result. If you watched me last year, you'll see that the difference in what I've grown this year compared to last year is absolutely massive. And you know, anybody who's just sort of getting into it this year, if you have a few failures, I mean, you're having failures every year. It just happens. But just stick at it, and you learn a few things. And sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes you don't. But this year it's going really well. I'm going to take this lettuce out. Oh, try and get the secateurs in there. Take that lettuce as well. Strip back a few of these not so nice looking leaves at the bottom. Stick that in the basket. And I've got these other ones here that have run to seed, so the leaves will go a bit bitter anyway. So I'm just going to take these out and they'll just go on the compost, unfortunately. I have got some baby gem lettuces ready to go. I think that one's actually all right, so I'll have this one in the basket as well. That one's all right, so I'll keep that one as well. And then I've got some lettuce to go in the basket too. And a bit of extra material for the compost, so not bad at all. What a result so far. Very, very exciting stuff. Just to let you have a quick look at the peppers inside the greenhouse. They're looking pretty good. They're in their final pots now, 10-litre pots. And they have started to get a few peppers on. There's a few outside that are quite a bit bigger, and I just couldn't really fit them in here, to be honest. So I just put them in the polytunnel overnight, and then I leave them outside during the day. And I think there's one of those that's actually ready to harvest. Well, not the whole crop, just one of the peppers on it's looking pretty ready. And then I've got a few little seedlings in here ready to go into beds and stuff. When I've cleared some space, I've got some red pak choi, some green pak choi, some basil plants to stick in the polytunnel around the tomatoes, and some lettuces to put in that little box outside that I just picked those lettuces from. So I've not got a great deal ready. Might have to get some more seed sowing going soon and make sure that I am ready. I've already showed you my onions, so let's go into everybody's favourite part of every garden, and that's the polytunnel. It's looking pretty good, to be honest. My dwarf French marigolds really starting to pop and get a few flowers going now. The huge tomato plants, although I have seen quite a few people have got tomato plants sort of similarly sized to this now, and whether it was worth starting that early or not, I don't know. But yeah, it's going really well. I've got a lot of tomatoes on the go. Got these, my garden peach tomatoes. I didn't expect them to be big. I thought they'd be like a little cutesy one. Got some, they're the sun golds. A few of those are ready to go, but I'm not going to pick those today. I'll leave them a bit longer and see if a few more ripen up on the vines before I do that. So I've got sort of a reasonable amount to pick. And yeah, pretty much all of them have tomatoes on them. Got the honeycomb tomatoes there. Got the big mama tomatoes over here. These are supposed to be quite a big Roma, like sauce tomato. So they're pretty exciting. The only failure, I would say, in the polytunnel is these, and that's my Queen Anne's melons. They keep spitting out melons, and for whatever reason, they're not producing anything, and they're looking a bit yellow and a bit sorry for themselves. I have got a sweetheart melon down there that I got from the garden centre. Thought I'd just see how it got on, really, because those ones have just not doing what they need them to do. I've got a loofah plant here, which is put on a bit of height and starting to produce some little gourds, little loofahs. But it's a very slow growing plant. So if I'm lucky, I'll get one of those. If not, it is what it is. The cucumbers, though, are looking great, and I have got a few to harvest. So turn you round and we'll have a look at those. I've got quite a few. I've got quite a few growing on here, and I reckon 2 of these can come off today. Decent sized cucumbers. And then I've got this weird looking thing, which is the crystal lemon cucumbers. And a couple of them have gone yellow and are ready to pick today. So let's pick them and put them in the basket. It's going to be a very nice basket to get some photos of, actually. Very exciting stuff. Let's get them picked and get them in the basket. See, a few of those crystal lemon cucumbers. Bit of a weird looking thing, quite spiky. And yeah, be interesting to see what they're like, really. I think I have tried these once before. I think my dad's grown them. Quite an unusual looking thing. But yeah, a few of those ready for the basket. Pick a couple of these cucumbers. Decent sized cucumbers. I'll take that one as well, I think. Similar size. And leave the other 2 on for another couple of days and they'll be ready. I did have 2 of these cucumber plants in here, but one of them started to get sort of fungus on the stem. So I took it out. But looking at this one's very healthy and it's got lots of cucumbers to grow on it. So I think I'll be just fine with these. Let's get them in the basket. Well, that's it for inside the polytunnel as far as harvesting. I think I'll do a separate video at some point, sort of talking you through the different types of tomato that I've got in here and peppers as well, and their different sort of properties and tastes and everything else. There is a little experiment video that I want to do. I've got the sun golds and I've got the honeycombs, and they're both sort of claimed to be the sweetest around. So let's see what I think and whether or not I think that either of them is the sweetest around. So I'll do a little taste video for you. Anyway, let's go back out. Let's go back outside. I'll show you those outside peppers, and one of them's ready to pick. So that's another little thing for the basket. That might end up being my thing. Let's get it in the basket, because I seem to have said it a lot this video. Oh, on the onions, I've just spotted as I've come out here, there's a few of the scapes. And apparently, these are flower heads, basically. If you pick them off, it'll make the plant go back into focusing its energy on bulbs. Because you don't want it to be making flowers and wasting its energy on that. You want it to be bulbing up and making some nice juicy onions for you. So glad I spotted those, because we want to get those off as soon as we can. I've also got a squash plant here, actually. This is a butternut squash under this. Butternut squash under the cloche. Little rhyme for you. Yeah, butternut squash. It's looking all right, to be fair. Just keeping it under there for a bit, because they like a warmer climate. Once it gets a bit bigger, I won't really be able to do that. But anyway, there's my some of the outdoor peppers. I've got some there and some there. And this is the one, actually, that's got one ready on it. It's called Black Knight. And I think you can see why. Because it makes a big black pepper. I think it's a sweet pepper. That one's a Coro Rosso, I think it's called. And that one will go red eventually. But it's kind of hard to tell with these whether that's ready or not, because they're black the whole time. So that could be quite green inside. But I'm going to pick it today. And if it turns out to be quite a green pepper, then I know for the rest of them to sort of leave them on there a bit longer. Just get my secateurs and get that off the plant. But yeah, quite an interesting looking pepper. Quite pretty, I think. Let's get it in the basket. Right, put that in the basket. Moving on. So round here I've got, these are my pumpkins, actually. Got a few backup tomato plants there to chuck in the polytunnel if the other ones finish early. These are Casperita and Jack B. Little, and my plan with these is to let them grow and sort of climb over the fence and spill into the garden there. I think I'm going to do that with both lots. I think it'd be a nice little thing. It will look nice from the other side of the garden too, actually. Just being able to look down the garden and see all these little, what is that? Bit of an unusual bug, that one. Not seen that before. But anyway, yeah, it'd been quite a nice little thing to see these sort of spilling over the edge. Little pumpkin plants growing everywhere. I did grow some pumpkins last year. I grew the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, and I only ended up with 2. It was a really bad year for pumpkins all round, I think. For most people that I've heard talk about it, they really struggled with them last year. So I won't feel too badly about it, and hopefully I get some nice ones this year. The flower area. So I've chucked a load of flowers in here, basically. This was supposed to be sort of a wildlife area, and I did put a load of wildflower seeds down, but nothing really happened with them. So I've got a few different flowers going on in here, and I can't remember what they're called. So pretty flowers. And I've got a few along the edge. These ones I've planted from seed. I've got some, this one's an Italian white sunflower. It shoots off lots of heads. I had some of those last year, and they were really good, actually. You could put some in the vase in the house. And it was yeah, really good, nice little dainty sort of white sunflower. And then these 2 here are Pacino gold sunflowers, and these are a multi-headed one too, but they're a lot denser and sort of a classic sunflower look to them. I really like them, and starting to head up as well, so that's good stuff, really. This one had a load of black spots on it, and they've disappeared, so I don't know what that was all about. And then a little French lavender there. Round here I've got my courgette plants, and then I've just popped a few flowers and actually some leeks around the edges. But this one is called Black Beauty, I think it's called, and it's a sort of blacky dark green coloured courgette, and that's started to get a few courgettes coming on it. However, this is a yellow one, yellow zebra I think it's called, and I mean the leaves are yellow, and I don't want them to be, so I'm hoping it sort of grows on a bit. See the little courgettes just in there starting to grow, and I'm hoping it sort of grows on a bit, gets a bit stronger, and end up with something a bit decent out of those as well. I mean, they're sort of known for being quite prolific and growing crazy amounts of courgettes, upsetting your neighbours because you're giving them too many of them. So we'll see. I'm gonna have to think of some courgette recipes. Got my nasturtiums there in the corner. The idea for these was I was hoping they'd spill out over here and up there and sort of grow up. There's a little fence at the back there. I'll grow over that. Here I've got some borage. I've just got it in a pot, and this has just been a mass of leaves until very recently, where it's started to grow a few flowers. So that's quite exciting as well, actually. I quite like the idea of borage. I've never grown it before. Apparently the flowers taste like cucumber. That's another little video there, me eating flowers and telling you if they do taste like cucumber. Speaking of cucumber, I've got some cucamelons down here, and I am starting to get a few little cucamelons growing on there. I've made a pretty rubbish structure, to be honest, so they're not growing up it particularly well, but it is what it is. Not very good at the whole structures thing. As you'll see in this next bed, a few more peppers between them. Beetroots in here that are starting to be a bit more beetrooty. You can see them just in there. A few more weeks and I'll pick those, even if they stay small, to be honest. And this is my pea structure, which is nowhere near big enough for the peas, and they've sort of gone a bit crazy. I've forgotten what these type of peas is called. I can't find the tag anywhere. I'll put the name of them on the screen now. But I just sort of wanted a bit of a pretty garden this year as well. So I got these, and they look kind of sweet pea-ish when they grow. These nice colourful flowers, and the pods themselves are this deep purple colour. And then I've put a few more seedlings, well, not seedlings, I've put a few more seeds down the bottom, and they're just about popping up, and they're the alderman ones. So I'm hoping when these are finished cropping, the alderman ones will scurry up and sort of take over. But in the meantime, they are a beautiful pea. The actual peas inside, I think, are green. They're just sort of a standard pea. They're just pretty in the meantime. Down there I've got my herbs. I'm sure you mostly know what these are. Rosemary, mint, oregano, sage, and thyme. Right, before I go, let's go and have a look at that basket and see what we got out of the garden this year. That is a very respectable basket of vegetables, I would say. Got sweet peas, 2 lettuces, beautiful pepper, a multitude of carrots, 1 parsnip, crystal lemon cucumbers, some strawberries, 2 cucumbers. That's not bad going for a day's picking. Anyway, hopefully I'll be feeling a lot better next time I see you. I'll be able to crack on with some of the videos that I mentioned. Thank you for coming and watching. And thank you for having a little look around my garden and a little cheeky harvest with me. And I'll see you another time. Take care, happy growing, and bye for now. See ya.